great pleasure to welcome my friend and colleague, Dr. Sharon Kerr, into the Curious Grace tribe. Thanks for coming, Sharon. We're recording this for people who have not heard about the mix of things that are part of the Curious Grace formula ever. So I'm going to ask you three questions, which will hopefully be an introduction for brand new people. Now, the first one is, what do you mean by valuing each person for being just who they are and acknowledging difference and diversity among all people?
I think that the trap we can all fall into is thinking that we're the ones who have got life together and we're the ones who are affluent, we're the ones who don't have disability, don't have mental health problems, and it's all those others, those people who are less fortunate, that we're out to help. And I think when we have that mindset, that is the real barrier to providing heartfelt service and support. I think once we recognise that we are all in this together, that we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses and we all need other people. I think when we come with that open heart, that's when the magic, as you would say, starts to happen. And the same with the people who love and care for people who have got major challenges. There's a lot of discrimination that people face when their children have drug problems, when their family members have alcohol problems or mental health problems. And often it's been hidden because they're fearful of rejection. So the remedy to that is acceptance and love and saying, hey, we're all in this together. I'm wanting to learn from you. I'm wanting to have you as part of my life, that because you have something that I value, and I want to be part of your life as well.
That's great, Sharon. And I think the segue from that straight away is, once people know that they're safe entering a community of belonging, which is what we're offering in the Curious Grace drop-in environment, then for those who are planning to do something similar, they have a certain number of things they can think about in advance to prepare themselves, and the volunteers who may come with them to open the door, to put the jug on, to be able to offer hospitality. And then when people come, they're looking at activities which are respectful and engaging. If there are some elements of this approach that would be the basics, how would you summarise those things for people to think about?
Look, quite often when I'm in a face-to-face environment with people, one of the things I try to get people to do is to think about their attitudes to different sectors of the community, and I flash up different words and say, look, when you're thinking about someone who's disabled, who do you think of? And quite often people think immediately of someone in a wheelchair. And I think that when I unpack this with people and we say, well, look at you and I, Robbie, we're both wearing glasses, and without these glasses, and if we didn't have the $500 to buy the glasses, then we would be disabled. We wouldn't be able to access text. So that process is examining your own values. And I think that is a really important factor with this when you're going into service. And if you have some moments when you're thinking, my goodness, all these people are dark skin and I haven't worked with anyone with dark skin before, and I'm scared because I think that my views are that they're going to come and rob me. Really, it's important just to calm and to focus, not to judge yourself, but to reflect. It's a bit like when you look in the mirror and you get the reflection. You get the reflection to see that you've got hair in your eyes and that you need to brush your hair. You don't look in the reflection to say, oh, I hate you, you're dreadful. You know, it's just so that you can see where you are and how you can fix things up. And I think to reflect on your attitudes to the people that you are coming into the drop-in, if you are challenged by that, I think it's important to talk that through with someone you can trust and who can scaffold your success in working with the group, because it's really is just about getting alongside people. But if you're frozen and you're not feeling comfortable with that, then that's important that for your own growth that you work through that process. Because the main thing is when those people come in, number one, they get to know that they are accepted. The second, that you are happy to see them. You really appreciate them. Now, if you are there smiling and you're happy to see them, boy, oh boy, they're going to come back. They're going to say, hey, Robbie really likes me. I'm going back.
That's great, Sharon. And I think that, again, links in with your other brilliant set of skills, which is how to create learning experiences that are actually celebrations for people. They're not about, oh, you must do this piece of paper and get this certificate, but they're about, oh, how about having this experience and that experience? And doesn't that feel good to have a sense of achievement and to be building your sense of capability? This is part of what we want to help new community groups think about. That yes, with your expertise and some of us who've been in the field for a while, we can offer these sets of pre-prepared experiences. Some people might call them units of competency or whatever, but they are ready to celebrate each person's difference and make an enjoyable experience, and then have a variety of outcomes that will all be positive and strength-based, while we also provide what we call in this environment the invisible case management, so that if someone has got a crisis with their mental health issue or their drug and alcohol choices or whatever, or they've come from a domestic and family violence recent outbreak, we will be looking to triage and support those specific things. But in the general, we're talking to new coming communities about there is a set of available supports for you to put stuff on offer straight away. Do you want to say a bit about that?
What Robbie and I have been doing is we've been looking at what we call micro skills, which is rather than saying to someone you have to do a Cert 3 in a particular area before you can start working in that field, is to work with local providers. Say, for example, if it was we're talking about providing individual support, rather than having to go through this onerous task of an entire qualification, to do 3 or 4 core units that are essential to get up and go in that field, and to work with local areas. So it might be local nursing homes or disability care support providers or home care providers who are prepared to have people in, have them mentored so that they can do these core subjects, these micro-credentials, and then use that as an entree into employment, rather than saying, oh no, you've got no experience and you have to finish the whole qualification first.
And I think have as much fun as possible while we're doing it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So the message here for newcomers, whether they're church faith-based groups or community groups who are thinking of this, there's plenty of ammunition that we can share with you, and we're all very happy to get online like this.
Absolutely.
And give you support in your setup. And it's good to have these conversations well in advance of opening the door, so that you know you've got the right team of people and you've got the right tools in your toolbox, so that when people come in, you can give them the most fun and the most loving, welcoming experience as possible. Thank you so much, Sharon.
My pleasure. Thanks, Robbie. Bye, everyone.